Hi, my name is Semaan and I'm a licensed psychotherapist. If you've been to my channel before, thanks for tuning back in. And if this is your first time joining me, thanks for being here. Today I'm going to talk about 4 ways to help you increase your self-esteem. So if you want to learn more about that, stay tuned. Before we get started, just a gentle reminder to give this video a thumbs up if you found yourself to be enjoying it. Leave a comment with any questions, comments, feedback for me. If you like this video, if you don't, I want to hear your thoughts and ideas. And subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post new content. As I said, today we're talking about 4 ways to help you increase your self-esteem. Just a reminder that with self-esteem, these are learned patterns of behavior and patterns of thinking that we've lived with for however many years we've been struggling with our self-esteem. So just remember that these things take time to change. They take time, they take practice, because we're essentially trying to rewire our brain from what it's learned for so many months and so many years that has gotten us to a place where we're struggling with our self-esteem. Self-esteem struggles can come from anywhere. They can start in childhood and they can start in adulthood when we find ourselves in some challenging relationships that have resulted in us questioning ourselves and not really having the confidence that we need or that we once had. The first way that we can help ourselves improve our self-esteem is to identify the negative thoughts we have about ourselves and challenge them. So for example, if my automatic negative thought about myself is that I suck at my job, some evidence against that thought is that I've been with the company for 5 years, I got praise from my boss last week, and I was in talk about having a promotion down the road. So these are just examples of how we can challenge a negative thought that has to do with our job performance. Another example is I have no friends or people don't like me at all. The way to challenge the thought that people don't like me is to remind ourselves that maybe last week I said a joke and someone told me they liked my sense of humor. Or I got a call from one of my coworkers to join her for a friend's outing next week. So these are all some simple things that we can remind ourselves of that are evidence against a negative thought that we often rehearse in our minds. And once you think about the thought, you identify it, and you challenge it, write down the negative statement, write down the statements that are evidence against that thought, and leave it somewhere in like a journal or a notebook of some sort, so that when you have the same struggle again, you can have that journal or that page as a point of reference. The second way to help you improve your self-esteem is to keep a self-esteem journal on a daily basis. Each day of the week, think of 3 prompts that will help you improve your self-esteem. And in a little bit, I will put some prompts in this video and I'll put them in the description box below. But for example, think about on Monday, I want to write about these 3 things. I want to write about a positive experience I had with a person. 2, I want to write about a moment I felt proud about myself. And 3, I'm going to write about something nice I did for somebody. These are 3 prompts that will remind us of the good and positive things we have about ourselves. Now keep doing the same thing for each day of the week. What's helpful is to write down the prompts each week at a time and go back every day of the week and just fill out that form or fill out that page in your journal. The third way to help you build your self-esteem is to surround yourself with positive relationships and avoid as much as possible toxic ones. Click here for my video on toxic relationships that I think is really important to watch in conjunction with this video. We may not always recognize just how much people's energy can affect us and can drain us. We might be some of the people that believe that they don't care what people think about them. But one negative interaction after another is bound to take its toll on you. And that could very well be one of the reasons your self-esteem is struggling right now. The 4th way to help you improve your self-esteem is to become an assertive communicator. To become an assertive communicator, it means we're not being passive communicators and we're not being aggressive ones. So assertive communication is that sweet spot where we can convey our needs very clearly without offending someone and without being aggressive towards anybody. To be an assertive communicator, use I statements. So I need this from you, or I feel that way when you do whatever to me. So these are some ways that we can become more assertive when we communicate. Another important tip for assertive communication is learning how to say no. It's really important to take a break sometimes and to refuse to do a certain task or a certain favor for somebody because we're just that exhausted. You have the right to say no without carrying unnecessary guilt afterwards. So just a reminder that I said at the very beginning of the video, and I'll say it again, these things take time and they take practice because we are trying to change our ways. But if you do them, and you do them regularly and consistently, I believe that you'll start finding a difference in how you view yourself. You'll notice an increase in your self-confidence and your self-esteem. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I look forward to seeing you all in my next one.